Good morning, Audubon from Ording, Washington. Gus Churchill here, formerly known as Guy Churchill, Gustav Churchill, Gussie Churchill. Could have been the class of 65, could have been the class of 66, probably would have been the class of 75 had I stayed in school. Did 2 stints in the 6th grade over there on Haviland Avenue. Thusly, I didn't graduate with anybody. I left school there in 63, escorted out by Mr. Calvin Engling. Oh, what a wonderful guy. Anyhow, I grew up over there on Lakato Avenue, 215 South Lakato. Cousin to Albert and Larry Gommel, next door neighbor, actually almost in the same house, Dale Fry. Hi Dale, he's still back in Audubon. The Palmer family, my good friend Joey Palmer died in '87. Still miss him. Many friends I'm still in contact with there or have kept abreast on classmates.com. I've also tried over my life to keep up on what's going on in Audubon. Great memories there. Member of the 61 midget football team. Went down to Naples, Florida, played some football in the winter. Calvin wasn't too happy about that. Boy Scout Troop 57, Holy Trinity Lutheran Church. Little League exchange team, minors, never made it to the majors. Member of the MEPRI group. We'll have to be talking more and more about, we'll have to do some talking about MEPRI. The early days, of course, of Jerry Blapp, the Gator with the Heater, the Boss with the Hot Sauce, and of course, WIBG High Lit. I'm somewhat of an amateur rock historian, so I own about any song you've ever heard on the radio I own, including lots of programming from WIBG and some of Jerry Blabbett's records he put out later after I was gone. For me, I left Audubon in '63, got kicked out of my house, lived with my Aunt Marge and Uncle Joe, Joe Ryan, Joey Ryan, Mike Ryan, also my cousins. Went over to Vokey for a while. Used to run around with Chris Gleason, Bob Donachie. Been in a little bit of contact with Chris. He did very well. Unfortunately, Bob is a street person over on the streets of Philly. Sad story there. Left Audubon for the Air Force on November 22nd, 1963. Arrived in Lackland Air Force Base for the announcement that Kennedy was assassinated. Spent 8 years in the Air Force. I met my wife in '68 out in San Francisco. Married 38 years. She just died here in December 2007. Reside out here near Seattle, Washington. Did well in life, no children. Financially, I was a good investor and did okay there. Had a good marriage. I'm in a wheelchair with muscular dystrophy. So much about that. Don't go for the pity factor. Spend a lot of time here on my 4 Mac computers, making videos, writing, art, all that stuff. Got lots and lots and lots of memories of Audubon growing up in the early 50s into the middle 60s, and since I was involved in about every facet of Audubon, every place there was to go. Got some really cool stories and some names from that era. The championship football team, the championship basketball team. Went to that down in Atlantic City. Came back necking with some girl, junior or senior. Looked through them yearbooks over and over again. I still can't figure out who you were. I'd sure like to find out who that girl was. Loved to go to the dances. Remember being in the gym the night they came out with the twist. Just have lots and lots of great memories of Audubon, and the community members that reached out to me and helped me become a better person. Mr. England. I'm still in contact with a science teacher from that 65, 64 era. She was known as Mrs. Pierce then. She's Mrs. Hull now. She lives in Columbus, Ohio, and we've kept in touch all these years. I stayed in contact with Mr. England. He once told me, he says, Gus, he says, we made a mistake with you guys. We paid too much attention to the A students and the jocks and you know those kids, the in crowd. He says the C students we didn't pay any attention to. He says, and then you guys like you, we threw you away. Well, as it turns out, the A students all moved away. The C students ended up running the town, and some of us who could have warranted some help, we just went out on our own, but still with that great education we got from Audubon and that upbringing I had, people like me were still able to be very successful in life, and I've done very well in mentoring other young children with the problems that I had and trying to, you know, send them along. So anyhow, I'm going to stop this for now. Glad, thanks to Dennis Bow there, I'm glad to be a member of Facebook now and part of the Audubon community, and this will be a really great project for me to share my stories over the years and living there. So for now, this is Gus from sunny Ording, Washington today. I live in the shadow of Mount Rainier, and if it ever gives way, I will be buried under Mount Rainier. But anyhow, saying goodbye for now. Talk to you later. Be good. Contact me. Say hi. Whatever. But anyhow, Gus saying bye now.